Here we are outside the Community Recreation Center. City of Pocatello Parks and Recreation. This is also the home office for the Parks and Rec material. Here's the new stuff right next to the track that the railroad has been putting on for their ballast to cover up the old one, but all to the left and into the grass and in the ground on both sides. Of course, it's the uranium ore, and a good deal of it too. Luckily, people do not drive on it that often, and so we do not grind it up and make small particles, and most of it does sink into the ground, at least into the soil just below it, and protects it getting airborne for most extent. But again, that's not the case everywhere. As we look around here, there it is right there, a little close-up view of the uranium ore. That's your Geiger counter. There it is, and there's the railroad. And right there's the crosswalks and the sidewalk going right across through the middle of this uranium materials. Of course, it's ground up all the time by people, bikes, pedestrians, activities. To let you know, this is across the street. This is Eric Way, Route 30, byway through town. This area is also in the areas, or that area, right where I'm pointing where the trees are, where the Idaho Lorax was abducted by the railroad bulls, kept in confinement and isolation with cooperation with the Sheriff's Department, with the marker for the boundary of what is the right-of-way for the state of Idaho. Right over here to the left and over to the right is where they abducted Idaho. Let the rest of the film crew go. As they said and came over the radio, do not let the Lorax go. So that began the abduction of the Idaho Lorax in Pocatello. Still, the case is still pending. And of course, the Sheriff's Department's involved. But anyways, there it is, uranium material. It's also along the road here. The side road all the way up into here. Of course, water and other debris has washed it all over right into here. It's all along that barbed wire fence or safety fence on the other side of the road. That's all uranium materials. And of course, there's no sidewalk there. We advise people not to walk on that side of the road and walk in the materials, as you not only contribute to its forming more dust, but disturbing it and bringing it home, because it will collect on your polyester clothes. INL can tell you that. But again, here we are right outside Pocatello Parks and Recreation Department. Our uranium contamination stuff that the EPA is not coming to town to help you. They've been lying and covering up. The IDEQ is trying to play help. We don't want to take the burden and we don't want to be blamed, so they're trying to be neutral. The health department has been removed by the state legislature. That's one of the reasons Idaho Lorax is running for the state legislature. That was done in 1983 by the FMC Corporation, influencing our politics back then. Why? To keep the cover up, to keep the do not tell, because this is an issue. Fire department, hazmat, they got Geiger counters. Will they come here? Well, the fire chief himself, even though his duty and responsibility, he does not want to get pinned down on this either, and he's thrown it back to the mayor and back to legal to try to weasel out, because just like a fire, this material leaves site, this source, contaminates anyone else. It's their responsibility to deal with it, to clean it up, to warn people, to let them know, to evacuate, to get proper protection, to clean this up. Here we are, the famous Yellowstone Garrett Way, and whatever the other street is over there. And there's City Hall in the background. This is a reminder of every time I come to City Hall of the arrogance, the ignorance, the cover-up, the do not tell that takes place in this Pocatello. It's no wonder the city government's been called the evilest of people, because that's what it is. And those who try to gain through ignorance or want to profit from this in the past, feel guilty, don't want to hear the tick, 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 because that's all we got is a situation with not letting the Geiger counters into people's hands. In fact, lying to us that they even had any. Now they have them. They have protocol and responsibility. And they're all trying to say, this is not our jurisdiction. Well, let's ask the question of Chief Gates, Fire Chief Gates. Is this private property? Is this right here in front of me at Parks and Rec? Is this material that cannot be tested for local contamination issues with a Geiger counter? With the materials and tools they have? That's a question to be asked, a question to be answered. So we'll wait and see as we meet with legal, and Brian runs and crawls more in a hole trying to, what has happened to my life? Yes, the killer of people, Brian Glad. Children, pets, people who know and do nothing. Know and cover it up. Know and do not tell. But everybody is learning. So, this is Idaho Lorax reporting for the Idaho State Journal and living with uranium. And hopefully we'll stop having to live with uranium. Let's go for the FMC monies, billions of dollars for cleanup of Pocatello, just like cleanup is happening in other places in the world and northern Idaho. So, anyways, this is Idaho Lorax saying have a healthy day, and it's nice when the rain comes down because it just tempers that dust from getting into the air. Radioactive material. Thank you.